Okay, so in the last video I showed you guys how I made the jig head for my shaky bug. I hope this is focusing good. Check real quick. Yeah, it's doing alright. So in this video I'm going to show you how I tie this and attach it to the jig head. I think this time I'm going to put some red in it, kind of make it look like a crimson blood leech looking thing. When you guys get these in a package, it's gonna come with the jig head, and then you're going to get the tying bar. So you would tie your lure on, or your fly onto this just like you would your fly hook. It just doesn't have the shank at the end of the hook part. So I'm going to put that down. You put this in the clamp just like you normally would, and I hope you guys could see the last, I don't know, maybe quarter of an inch of this. It's got a black line on it. You don't want to tie past that black line, because if you tie past that black line you won't be able to get it back into the jig head. So you start here, don't go past your black line. Get this stuff on here, cut that off. And I am by no means an expert fly tyer. I am okay. I started off doing salmon and steelhead flies that were just ugly as hell. So I'm doing my marabou. I'm going to do two sides of it. Here, I'll do this side first. So I am going to do, I know with a regular woolly booger you're going to match the length of your hook and do that, but since this is for bass, we're trying to make this thing look like a nice long worm. We are going to tie this at the very end to give this thing some serious length. So I've got that tied in there. I am going to do, I want to do like a blood red thing, so I'm going to do some red flash. I'm going to tie that here in the center. And you guys will see why I'm tying this marabou on the side. It's because I want to sandwich the hook. So when I'm done tying this bar, I am going to end up gluing it onto the jig head. So I will do 2 layers of marabou, and the hook will sit in the center of both. So I got marabou, the flash, and then I'll do another marabou, and that's going to create a nice flat sandwich there. Go ahead, give a couple of wraps with that. And like I said, you want this sucker to be long. Yeah, we'll do a quick little tiny dab of glue on there because we want this to stay on the hook. And since it doesn't have the bend of the hook, it could technically just slide right off. Uh-oh. My wife's making funny faces at me. She's trying to make me blush on camera. I won't tell you what she's doing right now, or show you. Alright, so I'm putting some more flash on this side. I'll put some more flash on your guys' side. That actually came out to be the right length for that anyway, so I don't have to cut any off. Next, I want to do a red wire. So I'm going to put that in there. I'm going to wrap this wire around the, what do they call it? The saddle hackle. Oh my gosh. She's had a couple too many White Claws. Okay, can you go away? I really don't want any of this stuff to go anywhere, so I'll do a little bit more glue. Check to make sure the video is still going. Okay. Because that's happened too many times where the video stops in the middle for some reason. Alright, so I'm going to do... I'm pretty sure it's called saddle hackle. Like I said, I am not an expert fly tire. I'm sure there's a lot of people out there who know what they're doing, who are making fun of me right now the way I'm tying this, but it actually comes out looking pretty good in the end. I think, at least. Plus, this is honestly supposed to be a bass jig. And me being a trout guy, I know I'm going to get some crap for this, but bass are pretty stupid from what I hear. There's another guy on YouTube, you guys probably heard of him, Marlin Baits. He proves that you could catch bass with a block of wood. Let's see. I'm going to do one wrap behind. You're really just gonna have to go away.
Okay, no, I'm actually mad at you.
Okay.
Can I tell you why really quick?
Sure. You're gonna be telling the whole world.
Okay, well, I just went in Ruby's room and it was pitch black. She didn't have her lights on at all.
Oh.
And she was scared. And she was also on top of all of her blinkies and it was freezing cold. So she is calling you a bitch.
Well,
That's all I have to
hey,
say about that.
no swearing on YouTube. Hey, when I went in there last, she was still awake and she screamed at me.
Yeah, she was still...
And so I left her alone until she went to sleep, okay?
You don't like it.
Jessica, this is YouTube. I'm filming right now.
YouTube likes boobies.
Jessica, I'm gonna have to bleep that out. I think. I'll look it up. I'll see if I'm gonna get in trouble for that. Yeah, I'm gonna go this way with it. I'm just keeping that nice and flat and separated. And remember, when you guys, if you guys end up liking this and you want to tie some, do not tie past that black line. You'll see why if you don't already understand. Let's see here. Do a couple up front. Couple behind. I should have... no, never mind. I'm not too proud of the way this is looking so far, but you know what? It's okay. You guys get the idea. You could do whatever variation of this you want, you know that. I got this red wire. It's the same color as that red flash, and I think that it's gonna tie this in pretty good. The only thing is this is not meant. This is not meant for flies. It's a really thick and heavy wire. I'll try to weave that in and out of the without trapping anything. And of course I am trapping all of it. That worked. Hey, it actually doesn't look too bad. I thought it was going to be way too heavy of a wire. I mean, it is a way too heavy of a wire, but it still looks pretty damn good, I think. Nice blood leech looking deal. Okay. So now that I'm at the front of this, I will tie that off. Let's see, where's... I'll cut that. I need to find some red wire that's the right diameter, because this is really thick stuff, but let's see here. And when it comes to finishing this, you don't really need to do a serious whip finish, because you're going to end up gluing this onto the jig head anyway. Make sure this is still filming. Yep. Alright, so do 2 of those things. I should not have done that red wire. It's too thick and I really screwed up my finish. Alright, so you've got your woolly booger. What you're gonna do at this point, we can't have this bar on here anymore, so you're gonna take a pair of clippers, and this wire is actually, it cuts pretty easy. I've cut it with these scissors before. It's not too bad, but I have these here, so I'm gonna use them. So you come up here, right there as close to that bend as possible, and you cut it off. And you're left with that. So now we're gonna take what's left of that point. Remember that black line I said we don't tie past? And we are going to put a little bit of super glue on it. Oh, I got some fibers stuck in there. Get this, okay. Alright, so we're going to put just a little dab of super glue on there. You could use head cement, I think, if you want. I think that stuff works pretty good. But we got this hole in the top of this jig head, and it's tapered, so it'll hide the taper. It's kind of like a cone. The taper will hide where you just tied. It should fit in there quite far. You'll see how far this pushes in. And if I didn't have that stupid big ass wire in there, I would have been able to push that in further or get the head tied in better. Don't use big fat wire. But once that super glue sets, which it probably already is, it looks really freaking good. And try to get that hook between the 2 marabou before it dries all the way. That's the other thing. Yep, you see, you got the 2 pieces of marabou. Make sure that hook shank is between the marabou when you put this on, or else it's just gonna look funny in the water. You could see, I hope this is focusing on the video right. Check it. Yeah. Move the clamp. Oops. You can see that this wire, or the hook, pokes through really easy. This wire bends easy enough for the wire to poke through, or the hook to poke through. I hope you guys can see that. And both of the marabou sandwich that hook, and it's nice and weedless. It barely catches on my finger there, but I know if a fish bites down on that, it doesn't take hardly any force at all to expose that hook. It's gonna set. And that's it right there. Shaky booger. Or bottom bug? Yeah, that's what I was gonna call it, the bottom bug. Well, if you guys like the video, give us a follow, subscribe to the channel, follow us on Facebook, find us on Instagram. It's Out Playing Hooky everywhere. Keep on watching our stuff. I think the next video I'm gonna do, it's going to be, I'll use the same exact lure, that way you guys know I tied it. I'm gonna show you the demonstration inside of the pool, show you guys how it stands up, show you guys how much slower it sinks versus the rubber worms, and you'll see all of the action on it. I hope you guys like the video. Stay tuned. Thank you.